Good afternoon, Mr. Ham. How are you doing, sir?
Hello, Mr. Claywell. It has been a day.
Has it?
I'm just going to say, I don't know how many it's been since we've done this, but it's been at least one. I know that.
Well, yeah, in fact, it's been quite a while. We've missed a few. We've missed a few here, but it's no big deal.
Yeah.
Life happens.
I think there's been like major stuff that's happened like in the world since we were here sitting at this table last. I think our government closed and opened back up.
Did they finally open back up?
Yeah, yesterday I think they did. They finally come to a 3-week agreement. So who knows? It'll all probably fall apart again here in a few weeks. But anyway, for right now, yay, federal employees, you're getting your paychecks here in a few days.
Awesome. We'll have security screeners at the airports again.
No doubt. And like air traffic controllers that are not calling in sick or having to go and walk their neighbor's dogs so that way they can get McDonald's on their table.
Yeah. Well, I mean, McDonald's, that's what they serve at the White House now, right?
Amen. Did you see that spread?
Yeah.
That was some crazy stuff.
Yeah. I mean, that was probably what, like half of his annual revenue right there on the table.
What was it like? I want to say that the number that I heard was somewhere around $3,500 worth of fast food that was bought and brought in there because it was like from so many various places and all of that. It was a lot of food that was on the table. I thought it was
all McDonald's.
No. It was like Burger King and McDonald's and Hardee's and they had like salads from like Panera and they had there was just like an entire spread of all these different things. But it was all still fast food. So,
all right. Well, fair enough. I misunderstood that then. I thought they were all from McDonald's. So
yeah, no. But I mean, I myself would have been excited to walk in there because I love fast food. But right. I mean, I don't know that I would necessarily serve McDonald's on the White House's fine, sterling silver platters and the fine china of the White House. So it's kind of crazy, but we're living in odd times.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
But I'm glad everything is back to, I guess, no longer at a grinding halt. Here's the one thing that I was concerned with. So I saw that IRS workers were furloughed, and tax season is coming upon us here really, 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 really soon.
Yeah, I've already filed mine.
Have you already? I just got my W-2s a day or two ago, so I haven't done that, and I'm still kind of waiting for all the stuff from the bank where we're building the house and all that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I was thinking, man, if I go ahead and start filling out my taxes, am I going to get my return back in a timely manner, or am I going to be waiting for them to reopen the government? And I know they supposedly we're going to call people back for that, but then,
well, yeah. Well, I read on the website it said that that the furlough would not affect
the IRS?
The IRS.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, they said it wouldn't impact tax returns.
Yeah, I'd heard both ways. I'd heard initially they were saying, well, IRS is going to be closed, or at least a lot of them are going to be furloughed and at home. But
most people do like I do. You file online. It's all processed through the computer. There's really no need for a person to...
Right. Unless something flags something, it just...
Right.
Yeah.
Everything's just automated.
Right. But I was thinking, will it affect it or not? I was one of those people that was a little on the skeptical side thinking, well, I don't know if it's going to do it or not, So anyway.
Right. I want to say one thing real quick.
Yep.
People listening, you may notice, hopefully I sound marginally better than normal.
Yeah.
For Christmas, I got a little additional piece here for my vocal setup. So I now have a really good pop filter.
Yep.
So hopefully I won't explode anybody's ears anymore. I've had some problems with that. So this is a really nice pop filter. So
yeah, I've only replaced speakers in my stuff at the house a couple of times because I crank us and listen to us afterwards.
Okay. Well, that's good. Yeah.
I'm kidding. So, so what's been going on? I haven't talked to you in it seems like forever.
It's been a while.
Yeah, was it since New Year? Whenever we all come and hung out. By the way, playing the games was awesome. Cards Against Humanity. I loved it. It was so fun. This is the first time I've actually played the game. I'd seen it, but never actually played it. That was a lot of fun.
And that's Cranium Dark.
Oh yeah, I kind of sat back and watched on that one, but I was taking care of the kid. So
right, it was fun to play.
Cool.
It was really fun to play. Things are good. Yeah. Awesome. Everything's going along pretty well.
Awesome. Good deal. I've heard that possibly a little bit of shift in work, so schedule might be a little different. Maybe episodes might not necessarily come out on Sunday. They may come out on Monday or Tuesday, something like that maybe.
Yeah.
Just a minor shift, though.
Yeah. They're messing with my days off. I Going forward, I may not have weekends off anymore, so that might change the release days, and it might affect recording, but hopefully not too much.
Hopefully not too much, yeah, for sure. Yeah. Awesome. Well, good deal. Good deal. We're still waiting on like the weather to break. I know we've been trying our best to get our house under roof. We've got contractors on the line. The one day that we were actually planning on getting everything together and trusses going on, we had the crane operator lined up. He was supposed to show up there that morning at like 8. The dozer operator is going to be there just to help the crane get in place and fix him a pad and all that kind of stuff. And all of the contractors were supposed to be there. It was all everything was orchestrated. I had taken the day off so that way I could be there too in case they need, decisions needed to be made or anything. And then the contractor that morning at like 7:30 calls and he's like, 2 of my guys called in, and then one of them's got frozen pipes, so he's not going to be able to come either. So I was like, yeah,
that sucks too.
So I start making phone calls, cancel the dozer operator, and I was like, you know what? I've already taken the day off. I'm going to go over there and work. So I spent the day over there just building, by myself. And the dozer operator, he did come, and the crane guy came, so they kind of coordinated and built the pad and all. So we're ready to go just as soon as it dries up enough to get the crane in there. It's just been crazy.
Does it have to be dry? Can it just freeze solid and they work?
Yes, actually it can. Either way, I'll take either at this point. But they prefer dry, but yes, freeze would be fine.
Because, that seems to be where it's going right now.
Absolutely, dude. What we're looking at over this next week, we've got like spikes of 50 degrees and then back down to the teens.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I saw the other day. Yeah.
Oh, well. Welcome to Kentucky. If you don't like the weather, it's going to change, right? This is true. I've noticed that our weather is going crazy in this country. Like, we've got these Arctic big blasts that are coming through. Now, I can remember it getting cold, years ago, but like, I don't remember it just being one after another of these Arctic blasts. So.
Yeah, or it would be cold, but this, like, I was out in it the other day, and it was painfully cold.
Yeah, and if the wind blows at all, dude.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, the wind. The wind would just like literally hurt.
Right.
I'm like, why is outside hurt? Like, that shouldn't be a thing. You should be able to go outside without being hurt.
Yeah, no kidding.
And I could not. I was working, and man, like my hands were just like agony.
Yeah, it's terrible. Yeah. So if you can stay in, right?
I would advise it. Yeah, if I could, I would. That's for sure.
All right. So this week, we're going to talk about some things that I think that might fall into that category of winter time and all of this season and kind of how it affects people.
Right. Yeah. So, I don't think we've done an episode since the holidays.
No, we haven't. I think it was before Christmas that we actually done the last episode.
So that's one of the things I want to talk about. This particular time of year especially can be, it's great for a lot of people. You get to see your family, you get to spend time with everybody. It's happy. Everybody's enjoying themselves for most people, I think. But then there are some people, the holidays really get to them in a negative way.
They do.
It's just, I am always pretty happy about the holidays. Like, I enjoy getting to see my family and spend time with everybody, and that always makes me happy. But it does seem to me like afterwards, like this time of year when the days are so short and it's cold and you can't do anything. And I do think that it impacts me. And I believe that I get mildly, I want to say like, I've never been, let me preface this by saying I've never been to a professional. I've never been diagnosed. I've never been anything like that.
Right.
But I definitely know it affects my mood.
Right.
I don't know that I could go so far as to say that it causes depression, but it definitely does impact my mood for sure.
Well, there are so many levels of depression too. And that would be one of those things where I think if you did go and speak to someone, they might diagnose at even just a mild form of, and there is a clinical name for this. And and it just so happens that the acronym for it is SAD, S-A-D. It is seasonal affective disorder.
Right.
And it affects a lot of people. That's one of the things that I was looking at just before we started recording here, is just to see how many people truly do feel this. And And now the seasonal affective disorder, the one that actually they diagnose and say this is really like extreme, typically 1 to 2% of the population, which is still a lot of people. But the lesser levels of that, kind of the I don't want to say gateway, but the scaffold that SAD is built on, that's like 10 to 20% of the population, because it affects so many. Well, I mean, just not to the extent that you would need to go and like get professional help for it. Yeah, per se. and they believe specifically with seasonal affective disorder, or SAD, is typically caused by a lack of sunlight. Right, and they say that the people that really do feel it extremely have light sensitivity, and those shorter days can affect this. And some of the treatments for it are tanning beds. Yeah, light treatments. Or there's a special light you can get that's not a tanning bed. It's just a light, like a lamp. Right. That you can stand under or have shine on you for like 15 minutes a day. And it hits you with the similar type of waves that natural sunlight does. What that makes me think of is, I used to have fish. We kept a big aquarium for a long time there. And you could buy the lamp that would go in there that was made specifically for plants that would, help photosynthesis happen, and they would grow under this artificial light. It's almost kind of the same thing, I think. I mean, it's blasting you with the same light that you would get from the sun. Right. I would think that lamp would be something very similar to that. Could be, yeah. I mean, really. Yeah. And I mean, I've seen even on what I was looking up here, those lights are not cheap. So I'm thinking, could I go to Walmart and buy the $10 one and it do the same thing? I mean, you never know, really. I don't know. Yeah, that could be. I know anything that says medical after it is going to be extremely expensive. I don't care if it's a rubber band; it's going to be extremely expensive. But yeah, because they've got to go through special testing and FDA approval and all that stuff. Yeah. So I'll just buy the plant light for the aquarium and stand under it for a while if I get really, really depressed in the winter. Yeah, but that's what I think affects me, honestly, at this time of year. Because, in the summertime, I'm out riding the bike. I'm doing the motorcycle, the bicycle. Like, I'm outside. And, I mean, and the work that you're outside a lot. So you get a lot of exposure outside to the sunlight. And, I mean, realistically, the benefits of being out in the sun for people, there's some bad things that happen as far as like sunburn and increased melanoma risks of cancer, certain types of cancer. But the benefits of actually being out and absorbing that is pretty good. I mean, it makes people feel better. It makes you, I don't know. It's just to me, summertime, spring, summer, fall, that's my time, I guess. Yeah. Winter, not so much. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. So, and I'm like you. I like to be out and doing, even like when it's hot out. I don't even mind, because I'm that weird person that loves to go out and mow the grass. I know I'm odd. I hate mowing. Yeah, I know. That's because I'm allergic. But yeah, I'm not, and that's one of those things that I really enjoy doing because I'm outside. I'm doing something. I see progress as I'm working. As I'm mowing, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm making progress here. So. I don't know. I do thoroughly enjoy it. So, but that's one of those things. It gets me outside and doing things. And I think that's one of the things, too, with this building the house deal. I spent most of the summer outside, and it was really, really, really nice, even though it was hot. I enjoyed being outside and just being with contractors or being on site doing things. It was nice. So, I don't know. No, yeah, I totally get it. And I feel the same way. Like in the summertime when I'm out riding the bicycle and stuff, like I really enjoy that. I like being outside. Right. Even in the heat, like people ask me all the time, you're crazy. It's 95 degrees and you're going to go ride a bicycle. And I'm like, yep. Like 20 something or 30 miles. Yep. Dude, you're a better man than I am for that one though. Yep. I just got to say. And I think really with me though, I've had, I always have issues with my knees. I've had issues with my knees forever. So I think with the whole riding a bicycle thing, if it, and I know it's low impact, but I think if it didn't hurt, I would enjoy it more. But that's one of those things where I'm like, oh yeah, the benefit does not outweigh the pain. Right. Well, yeah, and I'm the same way. Like it really bothered my knees for a while until I had a good fit done, and that took care of that issue for me. But that's not for everybody. Right. Right.
But
So-
and then you work down to the winter time where it gets cold and it's nasty and there's no sun and it's always raining or snowing and you can't see the sun. Even if you're outside, if you are outside and the sun is out, you're still having to wear like a coat and gloves and you don't get to absorb any of the sunlight. So you're not getting the benefits of the sunlight that you would normally be receiving.
This is true.
And I think it really does affect me. The reason I hesitate to call what I experience depression, though, is because depression is clinically defined as when the symptoms interfere with your enjoyment of life or daily functions, including work, sleep, eating habits, for at least 2 weeks consecutively. And that's the problem with me. I don't think it ever hits me for 2 continuous weeks.
Right.
I think there are periods in there where I come out of it. Yeah. I mean, it has in the past. Don't get me wrong. Like,
right.
But I think typically I'll hit it for a week, and then I'll start coming back out of it. And then later on, I'll get back into it again. And then
so it kind of comes
out
in waves, kind of a thing. So
Yeah.
it's not necessarily a continuous thing. I can see that.
Right.
And I think that's probably what most people that feel some sort of a depressed state during the winter feels. I don't think it's a continuous thing, except for those few people that it really does show, for an extended period of time. But I think that most people will have, days where they're like, okay, I'm just down and out, especially whenever the weather starts getting really rough.
Right.
And then you kind of come out of it when the sun comes back out. I know just here lately where we've had all of this rain and snow and just yuck, the days whenever you don't see sunshine at all, I have felt kind of down. But then like today, even for the few minutes that the sun has come out, it's been really nice,
Right.
Even though it's cold. So, I mean, it's one of those things. Yesterday, I came home after work and I sat there in front of the television. Penelope, immediately ran to me as soon as I came home, and I sat down with her and we were watching Puppy Dog Pals, and the sun was shining in like through the front windows. And in the house there, with the sun hitting me, it was very, very warm. It felt nice. Right. So just having that was enough to kind of lift you up, even though I had been inside all day and for the last few days it had been rough. But I mean, just that much. It just doesn't take a whole lot,
Oh yeah. No, it's I think they recommend 15 minutes a day.
Yeah, I mean,
for the treatments.
That's not bad at all.
Right. Yeah.
Not bad at all. So what does it look like for you? I mean, so we were talking about this whole depression. How do you identify? What are some of your personal symptoms or things that if you would like to share something like that? I don't care to.
Yeah, of course. So first off, let me just say, if you're out there, if you think you're suffering from depression, one of the biggest things for me is you feel isolated.
Right.
For me, I feel isolated from anybody around me or anything around me. I feel just cut off. And I would like to say, though, that if you are depressed, you're not alone. It affects a lot of people. On average in America, it affects 7% of the population.
Oh, wow. That's a big chunk.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're talking 16 million people roughly.
Right. Yeah. That's a big chunk.
Yeah. But for me, it does. It makes me feel alone. It makes me feel isolated. I feel like there's no point in trying to call or talk to anybody. Nobody wants to talk to me. Why would I waste my time? Why would anybody want to talk to me? I get those kind of thoughts, those kind of feelings, and I don't reach out to people because if they wanted to talk to me, they'd call me.
Right.
Which is kind of a self-defeating cycle.
I was going to say that. Yeah, that's one of those things where if you're kind of feeling down because no one's reaching out to you, but you don't reach out to anyone else either, it's kind of like it's the same side or different sides of the same coin.
Yeah, it is. It totally is.
Right.
But that's for me. That's what it is. I start feeling like nobody wants to spend time with me. Nobody cares.
Right.
I'm alone. There's no reason to keep trying to do anything. I might as well not even get dressed today. I'm just going to sit in my pajamas and eat cereal and,
Yeah, I can see that. Those days are easy to that kind of a pattern is easy to fall into. And those days are hard to break away from, especially for me in the winter months.
Right.
So.
And especially in the wintertime because it's cold outside. You don't want to go do anything anyway.
Right.
So why not just sit at home and not get dressed? I mean,
This is true. For me, a lot of it too is when I get those kind of same feelings, the monotony of kind of doing the same thing all the time, that also kind of weighs on me. I enjoy getting out and, like, say, doing this right here. The podcast is awesome.
Right.
It kind of breaks a routine. But get up, go to work each morning, come home in the evening, fix supper, hang out for a while, go to bed, get up and repeat the same thing over and over and over and over. I think that too weighs in on the winter months, especially, I teach. So we're talking, I'm in school from beginning of August until typically the end of May. So I'm in that monotonous kind of routine through this terrible time of year anyway. So I don't know. Monotony gets me. That's one of the things. I love change. I love any kind of like something different. So that helps, I guess, to try to break the cycle.
Yeah, see, I don't have that really. I mean, I go to work if I have to, but my work is pretty much the same thing every day.
But
like,
at least you go to different places.
I go to different places, but I mean, I sit in a car by myself.
True.
And drive for 6 hours a day on average. I mean, that's kind of my day.
Right.
It's pretty much driving. And so it is very monotonous. It's the same thing. I mean, I might be going somewhere different, but I'm just sitting in a car alone all day.
Right. Yeah.
And then I come home alone. And then
you basically get the truck driver syndrome. It may be a different road, but it all looks the same.
Yeah. It's all the same. So I think that's what it is for me. Is I just start feeling
just kind of down.
Yeah, I mean,
depressed.
You're
isolated. Yeah, depressed.
But mine is just like this feeling of unworthiness. Like, if I was worth being around, people would call me. People would want to hang out with me. People would want to talk to me. Right. But obviously I'm not, because nobody is. So what's the point?
Yeah, that cycle eats itself right there is what that is. Yeah,
it's just a loop that feeds itself. But I mean, that's what depression is. It's, for me, that's exactly what it is. I just get stuck in this loop in my head that I can't break out of very easily. That
it literally takes a conscious effort to try to break something like that.
Yeah, without a doubt. You have to have a desire to do it. I mean, it's and that's another thing too about, and I'm not a psychologist or psychiatrist. I have no training, but from a lot of stuff I read and listen to and different experts that I've heard talk on the subject and what have you, the human nature is repetitive. Like, humans desire comfort. They desire comfort. Is not the right word.
We are social creatures.
We're social.
Sure.
Yeah, we're social. But a human will resist change where possible.
Right.
They want the same.
Yeah. They want structure.
Structure. Okay, that's a better word. Yeah. So you get in this loop of doing the same thing every day and having the same feelings every day, and that's what you want. You don't want to break that, because that's change. That's hard.
Right. Complacency is something that we easily slip into.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. And so, you're explaining this much better than I am, but that's what it is for me, is like you get in this pattern of thought, and then it's easy to stay in that pattern of thought.
Absolutely.
It's hard to break that pattern and try to do something else.
Yeah, that's where that conscious effort has to come in.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And so, why do people get depressed? So the theory for SAD, I mean, so there's 4 basic types of depression. The most common one is just called major depression. That's just depression. Like,
just straight up, you know.
That's just what people think of as depression. But the to break that down, I mean, if you want to get technical, it's called dysthymia.
Okay.
That's like the clinical Greek or Latin for it.
Okay.
But there's 4 basic types within that. There's postpartum depression.
Okay.
That's one.
Yep.
That's where, a mother has given birth to a child. And
or there's been a separation of some kind. Right.
Well, no, this is specifically usually triggered by the hormonal change after birth.
Okay.
Postpartum depression. It's specifically, typically, it's called the baby blues.
Yeah, I know. Ashley read a lot about that after Penelope was born, and she was like, "I don't know if I'm going to get this or not. Or it may show up, it may not, and it may not show up for like a month or two, or it may show up the day after. You never know." So
yeah.
And
it's a real thing, and it's typically hormonal changes caused by pregnancy.
Okay,
that can alter your mood.
Right.
So that's typically where that one comes from. Then there's SAD, which is
the season
commonly believed to be due to the change of exposure to sunlight. Then there's major depression with psychotic features, where you're so depressed that you start getting an accompanying loss of touch with reality. You start having delusions, which could be anything. Not hallucinations.
Right. Delusions. Basically, you believe things to be true that may not necessarily be true.
Like, nobody wants to be around me. Nobody wants to spend time with me. That's a mild delusion, but that would be a delusion.
Right.
Because I have friends like you
absolutely.
and other people that obviously want to spend time with me. But it's just,
but in your mind, right, exactly. Right. I understand that.
And I don't trust me, if you're one of my friends, if you're listening to this, you're either a family or a friend. But
there are people out there that listen to us that are not. Now, I can't say that they're not family or friends, because if they're listening, they are friends. But I'm just saying that there are people out there that have surprised me, that have come up to me and said, "Hey, I listened to so-and-so episode. That was really good." And I'm like, "Wait a minute, you listened to our podcast?"
Yeah. But I mean, yeah. But
thank you guys.
Yeah, obviously, thank you. And I'm not trying to say, "Oh, it's your fault out there because you don't call me." That's not what I'm saying at all.
No, not at all.
I know it's all in my own head. I know it's nothing to do with anybody else. It's just my own messed up brain.
It's just a thought process.
Right.
I mean, really.
Also, with the psychotic features, you could have hallucinations, which is seeing and hearing things that aren't real.
Right.
And the fourth one is PMDD, or premenstrual dysphoric disorder, which is like PMS on steroids times 10.
Oh, wow.
Like it's really aggressive. This will typically develop about a week before menstruation starts, and as soon as that's over, then the symptoms kind of clear up. It's definitely a hormonal thing. It's hormonally triggered, and it is severe in the people that have it. This is not just PMS. This is like severe. But those are the four basic types of things that people get. Honestly, if you talk to people that have known me for more than a few years, you'll know that it's, for me, it's usually this time of year, January, February. I start getting down. I start feeling sorry for myself. And honestly, I think it's seasonal affective disorder. Like, I really do. I think that's what gets me. But other than the sunlight, if you just experience depression, there's really no one knows why people develop depression and some don't.
This is true.
Like, nobody understands why that happens to some people. There are factors that they believe could cause it for some people. But
yeah, I mean, when you say factors, I mean, we're talking like there are risk factors, or there are factors in everything, but not necessarily all of the factors fit into one category.
Right.
And not everyone that experiences depression are going to have these factors that affect their lives.
True.
So
some of the bigger factors, genetics.
Right. There
are certain mood disorders that are linked to genetics. They run in families.
Right.
It could be trauma based.
Right.
If you were abused as a child or something like that, that can trigger long-term brain changes in your brain chemicals that affect how you deal with fear or stress. That can lead to depression later on. Brain structure and chemistry. There are some studies, like MRIs and stuff, where they've studied the MRIs of people that show the frontal lobe becomes less active when you're depressed.
So it's literally a chemical change in the brain.
Right.
Or
that part of your brain stops being as active, which that's where the frontal lobe is also where all your like higher, quote unquote, higher brain functions reside.
Right.
That's like your impulse control. That's the last part of your brain to develop. Like we were talking about that before in a previous episode with with people making judgments based on risk.
Yes.
Like kids are really bad at risk assessment because their frontal lobe isn't developed yet.
Right.
It usually doesn't happen until you're like 18 to 20 years old. Some other things are substance abuse. Drugs and alcohol can obviously affect chemical signals in your brain.
Things, yes.
And then there are some medical conditions which can lead to depression. Typically, would this kind of surprise me? It's mostly things that directly impact the amount of sleep you get.
I can see that because sleep really is a factor in most depression that I've seen or that I've experienced or I've talked to people about. The lack of sleep or too much sleep can cause, I guess, a person to be more susceptible to depression simply because, it's one of those things. When you get sleep deprived, your brain, all of the function changes. I mean, you do get the hallucinations and you do get the auditory and you get the delusions. And I mean, there are so many things that can happen with that. And then sleeping too much, you basically have isolated yourself and you're kind of in your own self for so long that you disconnect from the world around you. So I can see where sleep would definitely have be a big factor in depression.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. But I mean, they list medical conditions, but most of the ones they list is stuff that impacts your ability to sleep. Sleep apnea.
Right.
Chronic pain was another one they listed.
Narcolepsy. So if you're waking up,
yeah. Like if you're waking up all the time because you're in pain.
Right. I can see all of that. That makes perfect sense to me. Yeah. I mean, that really does.
So those are the things that they say lead to depression. Like I said, for me, it's just that feeling of unworthiness.
Right.
Like and I know it's not true. And that's another thing. Like, it's in your own head. Right. So how do you fight with a voice in your own head that's telling you, oh no, everybody thinks you're stupid. Nobody wants to talk to you.
If I had that answer, I would be writing a book right now and we would live off the royalties. You and I both. Okay.
Fair enough. Yeah. I mean, but yeah, I just like, so when I get that way, that's like, it's very hard for me to argue back against that internal dialogue.
And I think being with people, being around people helps simply because like you're talking about it, once you get in that cycle of, okay, nobody really wants to talk to me. I'm not worthy of being around people. They don't want to have anything to do with me. Why should I think being around someone or just anyone at that point would help to break you out of that cycle a little bit, if nothing else, just a little. But still, you're right. You're fighting an internal demon, and it's just one of those things where I don't know. I wish that I knew how to fix something like that, but it's a personal struggle. I mean, it really, truly is. So I don't know. Yeah, depression can be bad stuff. I mean, really bad stuff. And this time of year, it seems to be whenever everybody gets affected by it, or a lot of people do. I think, too, whenever we talk about depression, there are those things that happen around this time of year, especially with the holiday season, Christmas, New Year,
right.
And all the family get-togethers and things like that. I think the stress of that also plays into some of the depression that people feel this time of year, because for some people, like you say, you really, really enjoy that time. You get to go and spend time with family, and you guys get to hang out, and it's kind of a joyous time. And I do the same. I enjoy all of that, but it also, for me, I think the holiday season kind of gets me down simply because it's just stressful for me. It's not that I don't like being around my family. I love being around my family, and the big get-togethers, that doesn't bother me. I can do crowds. I've done crowds my whole life, but I don't know if it's just the change that I get that you can see year after year during the holiday season. it kind of drags me down for some reason. Like family that's no longer with us, family that we don't necessarily, spend a lot of time with anymore. Things like that. That kind of gets me down. But
I can understand. I can see that, like lost family members or people that are
estranged family members, even.
Yeah. Well, and people that like grate on you a little bit, but you have to spend time with them because they're family.
Right.
Like I could see that causing stress, and then the stress, stress is one of the big contributors to depression. So I could understand that.
Yeah.
That's not what like.
That's not.
Fortunately for me, like I enjoy my family's very small. There's not really an extended family. It's like 5 of us typically. Right. So I mean, it's a very small get together.
See, with us, it used to be a lot bigger than it is now. I mean, I have actively tried to dial it back, and we're now to a point where it is more immediate family, and I'm a lot more comfortable with that. But then again, like I say, lost family members. This is the first year without Dad. So that was kind of it was one of those things where we all enjoyed one another's company and everybody seemed to have a really good time. But all of the festivities and the laughter and the fun was kind of hollow this year. It was just this, it was almost like this, I don't want to say a weight that was hanging over everything, but it was kind of there, just kind of an odd thing, especially after everything was said and done. Everybody had left, and I was sitting there in the living room that evening, with Christmas gifts for Penelope, because basically everything that was there was for Penelope. Because
surely not.
I loved it. It was awesome. And so I mean, here I have got this big old giant box of wrapping paper and all these gifts that was here, and just kind of sitting there, shut down all the lights, getting ready to go to bed. And that's when it kind of hit, almost like it was like it was always there, right, kind of right behind you, but then it kind of hit, was like, oh wow, so Christmases will never be the same. So it's just kind of one of those feelings. I don't know. I don't want to say it made me depressed. It actually, I think it made me appreciate what I have even more. So, but even though it was kind of sad, it was also kind of enlightening.
Right.
So I don't know. I think a lot of depression too, it comes from perspective. How do you view things? So I don't know.
I mean, it's definitely a mental issue. So
it is.
So if you're able to turn that and spin it in your head to, yeah, I'm sad about this, but
look at what I have.
Right.
Or look at, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's how you deal with it.
Yeah.
You in that instance.
I'm glad.
Right. You can assess it and go, okay, hey, look, this is how I feel, but I still have all this other stuff over here to be grateful for. And so that's a good thing.
Yeah, I think
for me, it gets in my head. Like it's like I don't sometimes realize, and it's usually, okay, well, I haven't talked to anybody for like 2 days, 3 days.
Right.
And then I'm like, wow, I haven't talked to anybody for 3 days. Nobody's even called me. Like,
yeah.
Dang. And then it starts. And then before I realize it, I'm in that loop.
Yeah.
But I have a hard time breaking out of it sometimes. You are right, though. Typically, for me, it's somebody calls me up and is like, hey, let's go hang out.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, people do want to spend time with me.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we'll go and we'll have a good time. We'll laugh. We'll play a game. We'll have dinner, whatever. And that's, oh, okay. Yeah. All right. It's not as bad as I thought.
That's the ebb and flow, I think, of all of this. You
right.
know, at least for you.
For me. Yeah. For me. I mean, there are people that get stuck there and can't get out.
Right.
And, unfortunately, I know a few people that are there that I wish I could help in some way, but I don't know how.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, you're right. I wish that everyone could have that, if they're going to be in this situation, have the ebb and flow of it. So that way it's not just constantly there. And I think that as far as coping and moving on past depression, not necessarily just with the season itself, because like you say, if it truly is something that's dealing with exposure to light or exposure to certain elements, those things can change with time. But while you're in it, I think identifying the things that are causing it and coping with those things, like you say, the phone calls not coming in, the people saying that are just kind of at arm's length away and not necessarily interacting with you. Maybe making that a choice of just picking up the phone, calling, say, hey, what are you doing today? Or just, hey, are you want to hang out for a couple hours this evening? Or just something where you basically, or can, I don't know, have some way of I guess relieving that cycle or breaking out of that cycle and moving past that, if nothing else, just for a couple of hours. I think that would help a person to get over, or I don't necessarily want to say get over, but just have that ebb and flow of it. So that way they're not stuck in the cycle. And identifying what causes it, I think that is a huge factor in being able to identify not only what makes you depressed and makes you sad, but being able to isolate those things and say, okay, how do I fix this for me? And for me, myself personally, it's breaking out of that cycle of, okay, this is the monotonous thing. Yeah, this time of year is terrible because the weather's bad. There are things to do inside the house. I have to make that choice. Okay, well, there are people that I can go hang out with. There are things that I can do here. Let's do something different. And then I feel better getting outside and absorbing that sunshine for just a few minutes, or even just opening the windows, the blinds, and letting sunlight in for a few minutes makes me feel better. So it's those little things. And I think that a lot of depression is little things. It starts with little things that end up compounding to become this big depression that people are in. And if you can break even just a few of those, it starts to break down the depression. But I think people really do have to actively try and go, So
and sometimes it's one of those things where, how do you eat an elephant?
Exactly, one bite at a time.
One bite at a time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you can't just. Sometimes you can't just try to tackle the entire problem at once.
You can't.
You got to go for smaller
very,
pieces.
very wise. Very wise. So yeah.
But yeah, so there are resources out there if you're struggling. In the notes for the show, we'll have some phone numbers, some websites. There's always people you can talk to. Call a friend, even if you think they don't want to talk to you. Try reaching out to them. Yeah,
it may not be them. It may be me that's thinking people don't want to talk to me, but it may not be that. They may want to talk to me. They just haven't had time to call or what have you.
Right. Or if you don't want to talk to them because you feel like they're neglecting you, then there are numbers out there that you can call. There are people that will talk to you that are trained to help you navigate through your situations.
And one more thing that I want to touch on, since we're talking about depression, because social media is such a huge part of our lives, it's easy to get into that cycle as well, of that being your only resource of reaching out to someone. And if it truly is the only thing that you have, by all means, use it to the fullest of its capability. It doesn't matter if you're using, whatever format you're using. Those people that you've connected with, that is still a connection. You still have that outlet and that way of contacting someone. So, even though it can be negative at times, and you might, we talked about how people, sometimes they'll look at all of the feeds that everyone else has, and they'll judge themselves based on what they're seeing. Typically, people don't air their dirty laundry out there. it's not normal, I don't guess, that people would put up the bad things.
Right.
But
yeah, social media is the highlights of your life.
it exactly
it's the
is.
best parts of your life.
It is the silver lining.
Yeah.
So just remember that, and know that even though these people might look like their lives are perfect, they're not. They're just like you. They're just giving you a snippet of what happened good on that day. So reach out to them, talk to them. They are there. They are your friends. So I just wanted to throw that out there, because for some people that's what they have, social media. Because right. I mean, isolation is a real thing. I've got one of my best buds from growing up had real isolation. We're talking 12 miles from anyone, 20 foot of snow in northern Montana. He really was Jack Torrance, from
right.
The Shining. During those months, from middle of October, end of October, all the way through the end of April, he really had no contact whatsoever with anyone other than his significant other that was there with him.
Right.
So in those situations, you really do have to use those outlets of reaching out to someone, because you don't have interaction. So it can work. And I don't know how many times we sat, just chatting on the phone for 2 or 3 hours, and that it helps. It just making contact even through something like that helps.
Oh, so. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. By all means, reach out. There's always somebody there. If, phone call, you can call a friend. There's 800 numbers that you can call. There's websites you can go and do live chat.
Right.
I mean, there's always a way to reach out to somebody to try to get help.
Yep. There's a bunch of people on this planet.
It may feel like it, but you are not alone.
Yep. This is true.
There are people that care about you.
That's right. Absolutely right. Even people you probably don't know, just simply because you're a human being.
Yep.
They're like, hey, yeah, you're the same as I am.
Yep, exactly.
All right. So we've talked about bad stuff, the depression.
Yeah.
Let's lighten the mood.
Right. Okay. Let's go. Where are we going?
That's the question. If you could go anywhere, in some place that would make you just ecstatically happy or just content, where would it be? I mean, there's a lot of places on this old rock. And would it be some place that you would go, say, that you've been to before, so you know what you're kind of getting into? Or would you try something completely new and exotic? What would make you happy? Where would you travel to if you could go anywhere in the world? I have a few places. There's not just one. I've got a few that I would be like, okay, if someone said, here is a blank check, you can go anywhere you want in the world and buy you a house. There's a few that I would probably have to just toss coins until I was like, okay, that's the one I'm going to.
All right. Well, where would you go, sir?
Okay. So first, I would want to, I guess I need to frame this in, where would I want to be on a long-term basis? I think in my personal, I love the Caribbean. I love the ocean, and I love the, being in that warm weather area. That would definitely be on one of the places at the top of my list. The Grand Cayman Islands, I thought were absolutely some of the most beautiful places I've ever seen in my life. San Juan, Puerto Rico was gorgeous. I would gladly move there today if I could. And then if I wanted to stay stateside, I would maybe even think like Key West area. Because, it's basically the Caribbean, but you can still just, drive your car up across the bridge and you're back up in the States. If I were going to just a coastline somewhere, Charleston, South Carolina, I love, and I've talked about Charleston multiple times on our podcasts.
Right.
Everything around it, not just Charleston itself, but like Folly Beach to the south and Isle of Palms to the north, and just that whole area to me is just, it's comfortable. I've been there enough now to where I don't want to say it feels like home, but it could really, really, really easily,
Wow.
And then I would love to go north. I've never been north, like New York, Boston, Philadelphia.
Oh, I thought
New
you
Jersey.
were going further. Okay.
I'd like to go that area just simply because I'm a history buff, and I would love to go see the places where we got our start. I think that would be beautiful.
I would like to visit the land of your buddy Colin.
I would too. I would love to go and see Canada.
Yeah. You know how to spell it, right?
Canada?
Yeah.
Canada?
Close. You're really, really close.
Yeah.
CANADA.
Nice. I like it. I would love to go up and visit myself. That's one of my bucket list items is to go up and sit down at and I'm going to throw this out there. Colin, love you. I hope you're listening to me. Triple Crown Dinette is in Montreal. If you can go up there and have a nice meal, he is the head chef there. And then stick around maybe on, I think Wednesday nights he plays at the Barfly. Colin Perry and Blind. That was his group at the time. I don't know if it's still Colin Perry and Blind, but I know he plays at the Barfly. He's a regular. So
well, I mean, you know me, and I like to try different food, right?
Yeah.
And the only thing you ever hear about Canada and food, poutine.
You do, yes.
So I have to try some poutine at some point. So I'm just saying, if you can make this happen, I got to try some poutine, like real poutine though, not like some freezer stuff in a microwave or something.
And I've looked on his website or his Facebook, dude. Some of the recipes that he comes up with look amazing. He has presentation, and the stuff that he's making sounds so good. So I'd love to go up there and just like, all right, Colin, whatever you're fixing, I'm eating. I trust you. Just fix me up, brother. So I think that would be awesome. And so I'd love to visit Canada. If I were heading out west someplace, Flagstaff, Arizona. And I know it's completely landlocked and just a weird kind of, why would you go there? Dude, the one time that I've been there, the whole place smelled like a pine cone or a pine tree air freshener. Like we rolled down the windows, and it was nice and cool. We're talking August, and it was nice and cool there. It smelled nice. The people were friendly when we stopped and ate. It was so nice. It was just a nice little town, and I was like, this is really awesome. So that's one place. Of course, the Rockies, Glenwood Canyon is gorgeous. And I know you couldn't live there because it's totally isolated, but it's beautiful. So somewhere close to there in one of the towns where you could go into places like that and just like spend days, hiking or fishing or whatever. I think that would be so nice.
Nope.
No, nothing in the Rockies.
No,
no. Too much snow.
Too much snow. Too much nature. Too many.
I can see
mountain
that.
lions trying to eat your ass. I'll pass. Thank you.
But those are some of the places that I have been to that I would love to go.
Now, okay,
to.
For me, I'm going way off in left field here.
Okay.
I thought about this quite a bit actually, and you're not going to see this coming.
Okay.
Germany.
Okay.
I don't have like a specific place. I don't know enough about the country to say like here.
Right.
But just from reading about it, I mean, they're the pillar of the euro right now.
Right.
They're the EU. They're financially, they're the most stable country in the European Union. Everybody knows that the Germans love their rules.
Right.
They don't joke around about that stuff. So it's actually a really peaceful country.
Right. I can see that.
They have a lot better workers' rights than most other countries, including America.
Right.
Maybe France is about the only place that has like better workers' rights than Germany. Just about. You got all this stuff. I'm pretty sure Germany also provides, via taxes. I'm not saying it's free, but they provide secondary education to all their citizens. So you're guaranteed a college education,
right,
or university, depending on what kind of English you speak. They also have healthcare.
Right. Yes.
Again, provided through your paying your taxes. They have excellent public transportation system.
Oh yeah, yeah.
trains, buses, they're usually pretty well on time. Maybe not quite as much as the Japanese, but
right.
It's a great cycling country.
Absolutely. The countryside, from what I've seen in Germany, is gorgeous as well.
Yeah, and they got all the old castles and stuff there too.
I mean, it's so picturesque. It literally, the little towns that I have seen on like the Travel Channel and things, literally look like something you would open a picture book and be like, "Oh, look at this quaint little place with a castle that overlooks." I'm like, this is where like Cinderella and stuff comes from.
Exactly. Maybe Rapunzel. Rapunzel sounds like a more German name.
It does. Yeah.
Well, I guess Cinderella.
Possibly.
I don't know what that. Anyway, pretty much everything is closed on Sundays in Germany.
Yeah.
Even though it's not like a huge religious state. It's in the middle of Europe.
So it's easy access to so many things. Yeah.
You can travel around. German food. I mean, most people make fun of it.
I know. It is good stuff.
So good. And how could you possibly forget the beer?
Well, I'm not a beer drinker, but for someone who is,
I am. I'm almost sure that in the world they are one of the leading countries for renewable energy.
I could probably see that. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure they I'm sure that there's other countries like in Africa that don't have infrastructure that are probably more quote unquote eco-friendly.
Well, yeah, but I mean that's
because they lack the infrastructure.
I was going to say the lack of doesn't necessarily mean you're a green state.
But I'm pretty sure Germany has one of the lowest dependencies on fossil fuels as far as like
that's awesome.
Main power grid.
Yeah,
I mean they still have cars and all that and all that stuff, but I'm pretty sure as far as
they're making that transition over to be a lot more green.
But as far as the state, like the main power grid for the state, I'm pretty sure has one of the lowest dependencies on fossil fuels for like coal and oil powered.
Right. Now, something I did
electric plants.
I listen to NPR a whole lot. Mm-hmm. And something that I did hear on NPR the other day, which really, really caught me off guard because I was not expecting it. Tech-wise, Germany is, I don't want to say not necessarily as stable as some places, but they were talking in the article about startups and businesses that rely mainly on networking and web access. And they were really behind on that. We're talking like someone that would move into the area, say an Amazon type, situation where they would come in and they would need a lot of bandwidth. They're not getting it. They basically, it was almost archaic. They're saying like to the point that, that
may shoot Germany in the foot for me.
Yeah. To the point that, they were talking about the one that they were interviewing was a business that did 3D printing for specific companies that had to, and they were building these models on their computer, and then they had to network it over to the printer.
Right.
Like 24 to 36 hour turnaround to get it from their computer to the printer before it ever started.
How far away was the printer?
Like
that seems like
in the same room.
Okay, well, that's just a local building issue.
They said this is happening all over because everything is so. They haven't put much of an emphasis on building a network that's stable. And even the bandwidth.
That's the company's fault.
No, I'm saying that
that's that internally. If it's inside your own building, that's your fault.
I'm just
hire
saying,
a network tech to run your cabling.
Right. I'm not saying that that's not an issue, but I'm just saying that even things where it was network based, where they were having to use outside sources, they can't get it.
Okay.
So it was. I know. Like I said, it completely caught me off guard. I was like, wait a minute. They're supposed to be like a leader in all of these things, but that was one area that they were like, they are so behind. So that's kind of a scary thing. Other than that, though.
Yeah, I got to have my broadband.
Yeah. Broadband. I want to say their max broadband over there was like 3 or 4 meg.
Oh, no.
For some reason, that number sticks in my head. Like I said, this is something that I heard on NPR a few days ago. It's been a couple weeks ago even.
Germany.
Yeah.
Germany, why?
So I pulled something up here that's interesting. So Traveler, This is like the international magazine, the Traveler magazine.
Oh, okay.
Has listed the 10 best places to live in the world according to a big poll that they did. This was from August 17th, 2018. So it's their recent poll.
Okay.
And it says, I love this. The caption is, "When in doubt, move to Canada." That was kind of
the only problem, I actually checked into that a while back.
I did too. I've looked at how much it costs, and
it's the cost.
Yeah.
It's so expensive to get a visa.
Yeah,
and you have to have guaranteed employment.
Right.
It takes like 8 years.
Yeah,
I think, or something like that.
I looked at it as well. I'm just going to say I looked at it in 2016, right about the same time that their website crashed one night in November.
I don't remember when I looked into it. I looked into it a while back, but I think it was like $30-something thousand that you had to have for like the fees and stuff and the paperwork. You had to have guaranteed employment. It took like 6 or 8 years
to go through the process.
To go through the citizenship process.
Yes.
I'm not. Yeah,
I mean,
you can move there faster than that, but to become a complete citizen,
right? It takes time and money for sure.
Yeah.
So they here in this this poll that they did, they put 140 cities into it. These were locations that people would typically go to, and they ranked them, basically 1 through 140. The top 10 were Adelaide, Australia. I think that's how you would say that. Adelaide, Adelaide.
Sure.
Australia. It got an overall score of 96.6. It has a stability rating of 95. Its healthcare is 100%. Culture and environment, 94.2. Education, 100. Infrastructure, 96.4. Literally, the town looks like the picture that I'm seeing here. Looks like something that you would see in the Caribbean. It's like these stone structure buildings and like the little monuments and towers and things like that, and palm trees. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So then Copenhagen, Denmark, is next on the list. I won't give all of the stats for all these. Tokyo, Japan is number 7. Toronto, Canada, tied also for number 7. Vancouver, Canada was number 6. Sydney, Australia was number 5. Calgary, Canada was number 4. Osaka, Japan was number 3. Melbourne, Australia was number 2. And the number 1 place to live in the world, according to their poll, was Vienna, Austria, with an overall rating of 99.1, 100% stability, 100% healthcare, 96.3% culture and environment, 100% on education, and 100% on infrastructure. Nice. They really knocked it out of the park. And I can see where, like, you were talking about the German area and all that kind of stuff. Someplace like Austria, Germany, Sweden, Denmark, those areas I think would be really nice to be in because...
So some of my problems, like Australia.
Yeah.
Like, okay, it's all well and good, but I have some real serious problems with some of their legal policies right now.
Okay.
Like major problems as far as I'm concerned, like personal privacy issues.
Okay.
Like the Australian federal government, whatever their like national government, has just passed laws saying that the government at any point, at any time can demand every bit of data on your phone and it has to be provided to them.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Or they can throw you in jail until you comply. For no reason. They don't have to have like any kind of suspicion. You don't have to be charged with a felony. Nothing. They can just go, show us everything on your phone. And if you refuse, you go in jail until you don't refuse.
Yeah, that's not cool.
No.
Not at all.
No. And they're demanding that hardware manufacturers put in back doors to the devices so that they can access them. And the problem with that is there is no such thing as a secure back door. If there is a backdoor in the hardware,
it can be exploited. Backdoor. Yep, absolutely. You're right. You're absolutely right.
So I have real problems with what Australia is doing right now in personal privacy. Canada, I like kind of like Justin Trudeau. I think is doing some good things.
I agree
for them. I like the direction that their federal government is going on most issues. I mean, anywhere you go, the government is gonna there's gonna be
there's
good,
levels of
positive and
corruption.
negative.
Yeah, in anywhere you go, you're right.
Yeah, like some of the oil field stuff, the environmental stuff that they're doing in Canada, I'm not a big fan of right now.
Right.
Like they're damaging the global environment by some of the stuff that they're doing. So I mean, there's issues everywhere you go, right?
And that's where I think that's where whenever we talk about where would you like to go and where would you be the most comfortable, you weigh those things out,
right?
And you just come to a personal decision. Hey, yeah, I think this is awesome, or this is not. So yeah, but overall, I think Canada would be a nice place. I think. I don't know. I've never been, so I can't necessarily say.
I'm going to say Canada's so far north that if I was going to live there, it would have to be probably BC, right? That's the West Coast,
British
right?
Columbia, yeah.
That's over on the West Coast,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Because that's where the warmest part.
Yeah, yeah.
So
You're right.
Like I would have to get over on the Pacific coast where the ocean would kind of help keep it warm a little bit, because I don't know if I could tolerate negative 40 degrees.
No, I don't know that I could either. I like warm weather,
and that's Celsius, by the way.
Well, yeah, but I mean that's why I would head south. I think because overall I'm not a huge fan of winter. I'm not a huge fan of cold weather. So that's why something like the Caribbean, that would be like my cup of tea. I could live my life, the rest of my life, in the Sperry's and linen pants and button-down shirts and a little whatever fedora from now on. I'd be fine if that's all that was in my closet.
Just give me some lederhosen.
I don't know about lederhosen, but
did you say "Gafluga Saka Flaggen Blagen"?
I can't. Like anytime someone says lederhosen, what I see in my head is when Clark Griswold in European Vacation gets lederhosen on and goes up and starts dancing on stage with the guys, and they get into a fight on the stage, and like the beer hall turns into just a brawl. It's I don't know. That's what in my mind I see is Clark Griswold.
I just know it's the green short pants with suspenders.
With the suspenders, yeah.
That's all I know.
Yeah, and the little hat and the.
Was that part of? I thought the lederhosen was just the shorts and suspenders.
I think it is. But I mean, he had the full get up all the way down to the little socks with the tassel on them and the
right.
little, it was that's what comes to my mind.
Right.
So yeah. I think those are the places that I would go.
All right. And I would probably go Canada or Germany. Those are like Germany and then Canada would be my preference.
Yeah. It used to be I would love to go over and at least spend some time in Britain. But with all the stuff that's going on with Brexit right now, I don't know that I would want to even go over there for a day or two because you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah,
there's some craziness going on in our world. But, oh, well, it is what it is.
Yeah. It's almost like a contest.
It really is.
Like, hold my beer and watch it. Oh, you think that's something? Well, let me show you what's going on, buddy. That's wow. Guys, settle down. You're like global leaders. Yeah, calm down.
Just chill. Be what you are, and that's a leader.
QE just needs to go in there and start backhanding some people and set them straight in Parliament over there.
Yes, absolutely.
Anyway, so drop us a line. Let us know what you think. Where would you like to live? We'd love to hear from you. What are your dream destinations?
And if you're depressed, holler at us. We'll talk back. We don't care a bit too.
Yeah.
We love all of y'all.
Yeah, we do. Of course we do. And where could you send us that information?
Well, there's a couple places. Facebook.com/twomindspodcast.
Yep. You can hit us up there. You could shoot us a Twitter.
I don't know.
A message. DM us. Yeah. Slide up in our DMs on Twitter @twomindspodcast.
Send us an email. Those things are still out there. It's twomindspodcast@gmail.com.
Right. Or that's how you can get a hold of us.
And then we are on Podbean. That is our hosting site, twominds.podbean.com.
Yeah. You can find this episode. All of our past episodes are available for download there. Or you can subscribe to us on your favorite podcatcher, whatever that may be, Google Podcasts, Pocket Cast,
or
Podcast
Spotify.
Addict.
Yep.
Yeah, or now we are. You can find us on Spotify. If you go under the podcast section of Spotify and in quotation marks, search for quotations 2 Minds Podcast. That's 3 separate words. You'll find us in there.
Cool. That is awesome. So, vacation. I think we're going to try to do like Disney World this year. So, I think we're going to take Penelope and we're going to go spend a couple of days in Disney and then go to Daytona and spend like 3 or 4 days, or just south of Daytona in Sweetwater, I think it is, or something like that. I can't remember. But I think that'll make me happy just to get away from everything